month will look a little bit different for us in our homeschool for one big reason, and that's my husband is going to be gone for 2 weeks this month. I know. I'm slightly worried about it, but not really. So I am doing some extra planning as I look at how our schedule may change and the things that we might do a little bit differently as he will not be here. We won't be working around his work schedule or family time or things like that. It will be the kids and I for 2 weeks, and just how that will affect our homeschool, we'll wait and see. Welcome to Born for Homeschool. My name is Rachel Bourne, and my husband and I have 4 kids ranging in ages from 3 to 11, and I'm homeschooling the oldest 3 this year. So I have a 1st grader, a 3rd grader, and a 6th grader this homeschool year. And today I am taking some time to assess where we are in our homeschool, where I want to be at the end of our school year, the things I need to do in order to get there by the end of the time, and just plan out for the month of March. So if you've been on my channel since the beginning of this school year, you'll know that this year I am using the Well-Ordered Homeschool Planner. And so to start my monthly plan of March, I am just turning to the March monthly planning sheet that is here in my planner. And I'm going to take some time to fill out this planning sheet and just work through the things that I want to plan for the month of March. So the first of my top 3 goals for the month of March would be a gardening unit study. And I created a unit study planner last year, and I actually did a gardening unit study last year. I'll put a link in the description box below if you want to check out how I planned our gardening unit study for last year, but I really want to do another gardening unit study here this year, and so I'm going to print out that unit study planner, plan a unit study for gardening, and also do that for this year. My second goal for the month of March is to do a timeline day. So I created a timeline for a fold-up timeline that we can use for our history, and we've been coloring the timelines as we go through each of the stories for our history, but we haven't taken the time to put the timeline together, all of the figures on the timeline chart. So I want to take a day where we just review the history lessons and kind of go back over the stories that we've learned and place the figures on the timeline. So I'm really excited about that being a day that I have planned for this month, and I think it'll be just a really fun and exciting way to kind of get a bird's eye view of the history that we've been doing. And then also I want to plan for an adventure this coming month. And if you saw my 2023 goals as a homeschool mom, then you know that one of my big goals for this year is to do an adventure every month with my kids, and I want to make sure that that gets planned and is on the calendar for this month. So next I'm just gonna take some time to just do like this massive brain dump, like all of the things that are swirling, twirling in my brain that I don't want to forget about, things that I need to maybe take action on or even just plan into this month. That's what I'm gonna do a brain dump for here. My son has a Bible reading calendar that we haven't been filling out, so I want to make sure that we're faithful to fill that out this month. And we have some doctor's appointments to think about. They're happening when my husband's gone, so I might need to reschedule those. Planning and scheduling the next 2 weeks when my husband's gone, because this is going to be such a different couple of weeks for our family. I just want to think through how I want to plan that time and schedule that. I have some budget goals that I'm thinking of that I want to get those out on paper. And while my husband's gone, I want to plan a few garden days and adventure days. I want to plan that timeline day. I also want to sit down and take some time to just assess where we are in our daily lessons in the curricula that I want to get finished up for this school year. And so I'll assess the daily lessons that we need to do, and I will probably put a sticky note on my planner during the day so that I know the goal for how much we get done that day or for the week. And then I also want to plan a day when my husband's gone to work on some outside projects. So pick a really pretty nice day and just let the kids work with me to get some projects done outside. So I'm going to do something a little bit different on my to-do list here for the month of March. And I'm going to write out the days and the dates that my husband is going to be gone. And I have some really big goals and plans and hopes and wishes for those that time. And I think I'm going to just pencil in all of the things that the obligations that we already have for those days on the days that we have them, and then just try to figure out what I want to do schedule-wise and plan-wise for the other days. And then I also have here on my purchase list, I need to order my third grader has a standardized test that she'll have to do this year according to our state law, and so I need to figure out exactly which test I want her to take. I had my oldest daughter to do a certain test, and I really decided that I wanted my next daughter to do something different, so I'm not 100% sure. I have a good idea as far as what I want her to do, but I'm not 100% sure what that will be. So I need to decide that and then order the test. And then I also want to be thinking about the gardening stuff that we're going to need for our gardening unit study. So that's what I have here on our purchase list. And then I'm also going to just make a list here of the read alouds that I'd like to get done this month. So I'd like to finish the Anne of Green Gables that we started last month. I'd like to finish the Frog and Toad books that we were working through, and I'd like to start Little House in the Big Woods. I'm really excited about that. I think this is the perfect developmental stage and ages of several of my kids that I think they're gonna really love those stories, and so I'm really excited to dive into that with them. So we're gonna start the Little House in the Big Woods hopefully this week. And I'd also like to be reading aloud The Magician's Nephew. Although if we do a lot of traveling the 2 weeks that my husband's gone, then we may just do the radio theater drama for The Magician's Nephew. So we'll see what that looks like here in the next few weeks. So next, I'm just going to flip the page. I'm going to grab my pencil and start working through our schedule and working through how I'm going to implement these plans or these things, when I'm going to do those, so that they actually happen here in the month of March. All right, so flipping the page, here is a clean, fresh month of March. Right away, I'm noticing there's a few things I need to highlight. Daylight savings time begins then. St. Patrick's Day is on the 17th. And yeah, so first day of spring is on the 20th. So big days there. And then we have co-op. And then we have another co-op that we have the second and fourth Tuesday. And then we have piano lessons. All right, so these are the things that I already know that are here in our month. And then I'm just gonna look over my monthly planning page and just kind of figure out what things I need to think about. Like I just need to print this out and have that in the boys' room. And some of the stuff I just need to figure out, like when are we doing garden days and adventure days and our timeline day, somewhere in these 2 weeks here. Yeah, so I'll just take some time to write out when I think I'd like to do those. So this is what my final month looks like, and my plans and my sticky notes, so that if something doesn't happen that day, I can easily just move it to the day that it actually happens. Like I'm a little worried that gardening isn't going to happen on this Monday the 20th. Mostly because my Mondays are really busy. And so, yeah, so we'll just see how this plays out. If weather will kind of dictate some of these days, like outside project days and gardening days. And so if the weather is bad that day, or if I want to change it to a different weather day, then I'll just easily move my sticky note to another day. So this is a final glance at our March plan. So a key thing that's not here yet on my March calendar is kind of just the assessment of where we are in our homeschool and the things that I need to be doing each week to make sure that we get to our goals by the end of this month. So that's something that I need to really sit down and take some time to plan through and work on. But that's kind of like the final missing piece for making up what each of these weeks will look like. Well, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful week homeschooling, and I will see you again in next week's video.